Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Of course, my voice is not as deep as theirs is going to be.
Everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning, everyone. For those of you all who do not know me, I am Deputy Chief David A.G., Public Information Officer. I greet you on behalf of Sheriff Mark Petway and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Today, we are here to make available the 2020 crime statistics to the media and to our public. These stats reflect the offenses reported in unincorporated Jefferson County, as well as those occurring in the city limits of Brighton, Lipscomb, and Fairfield. Overall crime is down. Violent crime is down by almost 14%. There are significant decreases in some areas and increases in other areas. You should have all received a hard copy, and we will also make this information available on our official release. I'm going to go through the numbers on our major crimes, and then we'll have words from Sheriff Petway. Arson cases, we had 23 in 2019 and 27 in 2020. Assault cases, we had 290 in 2019 and 296 in 2020. Burglary cases, we had 1,064 in 2019 and 871 in 2020. Homicides, we had 25 in 2019 and 23 in 2020. Rape offenses, we had 59 in 2019 and 43 in 2020. Robbery cases, we had 129 in 2019 and 113 in 2020. Theft cases, we had 2,139 in 2019 and 1,906 in 2020. Unlawful breaking and entering vehicles, we had 810 in 2019 and 674 in 2020. Vehicle thefts, we had 220 in 2019 and 230 in 2020. Overall, calls for service were 4,759 for 2019 and 4,183 for 2020. At this time, we'll have comments from Jefferson County Sheriff Mark Petway.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming out. And Happy New Year to each of you. I would like to say that we presented our crime stats here today, and we're delighted to say that we have a reduction in crime here in Jefferson County. We're glad to report that over in the Center Point area, we have our largest reduction of crime by 43%. We'd like to say that that crime reduction comes because of the citizens in the area are working along with our deputies and giving information to assist them in solving crimes and preventing crimes. Our deputies are doing a great job of being present in those areas. Our presence deter crimes. So the deputies are doing a great job by doing community policing and being present in those areas. So we're thankful for the deputies and the training that they have received and being present in those areas. So we're looking forward to doing even greater things this year, 2021. We're doing even more training to make sure that we can prevent even more crimes. And we're making sure that we have an opportunity to touch more citizens, to build a trust between law enforcement and the community. That trust enables us to be able to do a better job for the citizens that we serve in these communities. So I'd like to thank you for coming out. And there's any other questions that we have, if there's things that you want to ask specifically about any stats, we have Chief AG that will give you more specifics about stats that we have for crime that occurred in 2020.
Question for you, Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
For the citizens that are still kind of don't want to call the sheriff, don't want to have to get involved, but still may see something, know what's going on, what do you want to say to those citizens?
We would like to touch those citizens and let them know that we're doing a great job within those areas. It's because of the citizens in those areas. They have a trust that's been built in those areas between law enforcement and the community. We would like to also build a trust with them and let them know that whatever they say to us, it will remain anonymous. we're there to help them, protect them, and to serve them. And anything they say, it will not go any further than between them and that officer.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Getting that trust, particularly the last year or so, it's been tough between the public and law enforcement. We've seen the protests, and you've addressed it earlier this year. Getting over that hill, getting that trust, was that an issue, first off, in the Jefferson County community that you had to deal with, and how did you get over it?
It is still something that we're working on. It's a work that's in progress right now. The more we engage with the public, the more we talk to them, the more we show up, the more they see us, the more they can trust us. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we're present in those areas to talk to them and to engage with them as much as possible.
And clarify for me, you guys are the expert. I had the impression Center Point was a hot area. It seemed like I was hearing that always. Center Point was a hot area for crime, and you guys, was that true? Center Point was your biggest issue in the past, and now is that issue, has it focused to Fairfield and other areas as you're taking over?
Now, Center Point was not as big of an issue as I think it was thought of, but we have reduced the crime there by 43% in the Center Point area, which is significant. We're looking to even do better this year in the Center Point area by building better relationships over in the Center Point area. Now, over in the western side, we did pick up more responsibilities on the western side. We're responsible now for Fairfield. We do quite a bit with Brighton and Lipscomb. Those numbers are now becoming our numbers. So our numbers have increased a little bit over on the western side. But we have ways and strategies that we're working on right now to make sure that those numbers are down.
Okay. Is it still people's relationship, the relationship, people's in the community, the big thing you need? Or let me ask, do you still have the numbers that you need for boots on the ground, technology and stuff? You have enough of that? What are you going forward this year? What else do you think you need?
We're always looking to increase boots on the ground. That'll always help. But we need the right ones in the right places to make sure that they can engage with the citizens that are in those communities. They love to talk to the police officers. They want to sit on that porch and drink coffee. That makes them feel secure when they see an officer drive up and down the street and even just stop. So that makes them feel secure because they feel like no one is going to do anything when an officer is present.
Okay, how big of an issue was that for your office, with your personnel dealing with that this year? Also, COVID making people stay at home more, domestic violence, is that a problem?
We did see uptick in domestic violence this year because of COVID. I would say it was because of COVID because we had to stay in more than we did before. We would love to say that, hey, if there's something going on, just go on and leave and just take a break from that moment and then come back when you've cooled off. But there's nothing that we can do really to police situations like that. But we do not want those situations to get out of hand. If you can leave, go ahead on and leave. If it gets bad, call us, call 911, and we will respond. But COVID hopefully will come to an end. It did affect our department to where we did have some deputies that contracted COVID, but we were able to work through COVID. Thank God we were able to get through it along with the inmates that were in jail. We did not lose anyone to COVID, but thank God we were able to fight through it and get through it. And hopefully now we can get the vaccination and be able to fight COVID by being vaccinated by deputies along with the inmates that are in the jail.
Did you see any trends in homicides and what were your views here in terms of motive or victim or suspect? And, what were your challenges with homicides in 2020?
Homicides are down. Our violent crimes are down here in Jefferson County. And we're down by 14% here within Jefferson County. And to me, that's a significant change in violent crimes right there.
Right, but of the 23 people that were killed, did you see any trends?
There were only 6. There were 6 that were domestic related. I can do the stats, but of those 23 homicides, 6 were domestic related. That's about 25%. Homicides, if we could predict everyone, we obviously we would. If we can't prevent it, then we at least We need to go after the offender with everything we've got. Right now, we stand at a clearance rate of about 65%. The national average of clearance rate, according to the FBI, is 62%, but we expect our clearance rate to go up. We have several cases that are open that we're just waiting on a little bit of information or DNA or a gun to come back, and our clearance rate will go up. Are there any questions about the stats or?
I was glancing at your sheet. Vehicle theft only ticked up by 10, basically. Is that the one on the Google?
220 to 230, yes. Is there an explanation for that? I do not know what the explanation is. You know, every year we put out information asking people not to leave the cars running, even when you're at the gas station or letting the car get warm, and it does happen. So they still will try to find it.
Thanks, sir.
We'd like to thank all of our deputies and detectives for the job that they have done this year, and we want them to keep up the good work. We want all of our citizens to keep calling in information. The sheriff mentioned the community. That's where the information comes to us. Fighting crime is a community effort, so we want them to keep calling us. If you suspect criminal activity, let us know. We'll investigate it and we'll shut it down. Thank you all.
Thank you.